side of him. I think he's still that same Steve. He's still that. But now you're also seeing another side of him that he never had to show.
You're telling people you work with, I don't want you even to be next to me. Like, I have such disdain for you that I'm annoyed by your presence.
His TV talk show.
Okay, this was the one he had on NBC just recently.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay.
The one that damn, who took his show from him?
Kelly Clarkson.
How can Kelly Clarkson take your show?
I heard you go on the air and you said, my sister done burnt too many bridges, and there's nothing I can do for her now. Steve, do you know how hurt I was?
Steve Harvey didn't just climb his way to the top, he stepped over a few folks getting there. At least, that's what a growing number of comedians are starting to whisper. The laughs have faded, and now, the truth is starting to leak through the cracks. Some of Steve's own peers claim his rise to fame wasn't as clean as the world was led to believe.
Felt like you wasn't gonna make it.
By the way, this is the same guy who rails against people who don't believe in his particular voodoo. Right,
against gay people.
Against gay people, against Asian.
Behind that perfect smile, the sharp suits, and those uplifting speeches, there's a side the cameras never caught: friendships broken, material borrowed, and deals made in quiet corners that left scars across the comedy scene. For years, no one dared to speak. But that silence? It's breaking now. And what's coming out isn't pretty.
You know, my thing with Steve Harvey is that he used my material on both his platforms.
Yeah.
After I talked to him, I saw him at Def Jam, I went up and talked to him, I said, man, you're using my material.
Let's dive in. Steve Harvey, a face known across the world. The man who went from cracking jokes in small clubs to hosting Family Feud, Miss Universe, and The Steve Harvey Show. A symbol of faith, hustle, and rags to riches ambition. He's built an empire: TV, radio, books, podcasts, you name it. But those who knew him before the fame tell a different story. The Steve Harvey they remember from the grind? Not the same man you see preaching success on television today.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless.
Let's rewind to the late 80s and early 90s, the true golden era of stand-up. Back then, Steve Harvey was just another hungry comic chasing his moment. He had the charm, the drive, and the gift of gab, but so did countless others grinding through the same circuit, from smoky Chicago bars to Atlanta open mics. Names like Mark Curry, D.L. Hughley, Cat Williams, M. Monique, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac, all earning respect, one stage at a time. They understood the grind, but even more than that, they lived by the code.
Bernie said in the GQ article that when he got Ocean's 11, Steve had reached out to the producer and said he thought he would be a better fit and tried to get the part and blah, blah, blah. And that was that, you just...
And in that world, there was one sacred rule, one every real comic honored: you never steal another comedian's material. That's the unbreakable line. And that's exactly where the rumors around Steve Harvey start. Because it's not just one comedian saying it, it's been a chorus of voices, echoing for years.
Comedians don't appreciate their jokes being stolen, and Steve Harvey has rubbed several comedians the wrong way. Well, it looks like Harvey has found himself in some trouble. No Halloween costume.
I think we UPS, I guess, I don't know.
You've heard me say that every Halloween I had the same outfit on. I just had a brown box, and he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS man.
My material on his show, so I had a beef on that.
On what show?
When he was on the bullshit talk show he had, and he did all my Halloween material one Halloween.
Says he knows that Steve Harvey stole his Halloween bit because it was a personal story. He was talking about himself growing up.
This cat is hot. Please put your hands together for Cat Williams.
Saying you are not supposed to be at the gas station making life
decision.
Can't even pump gas like you used to no more.
If you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and
put the nozzle in there and hit it.
Set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard. And
be sitting there talking, be on your phone. Hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
Run in the store and get some Pringles and a Snapper, and it'll still be pumping.
Okay, you go in there, bring me a wine cooler. Bring me a cooler, dog. Not no more.
You can't even turn around good for that son of a bitch click. As soon as you put it in, just click, click.
Get in there and start it up, and you can't believe that damn needle is a quarter tank of gas.
The same. See.
Then you ask it. Stop.
One of the loudest voices? Mark Curry, star of the 90s classic Handjin with Mr. Cooper. Mark's been around just as long as Steve, and when an old interview resurfaced, he didn't sugarcoat it. He said it straight, Steve Harvey stole my entire act. He took my jokes, my bits, put them on TV, and acted like they were his.
We going through something, we'll call each other because we feel for each other, because we know the real person.
Right, yeah.
I know they lying about you online. I know that podcast is bullshit. Hang in there, dog. Don't pay no attention to that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and look, man, just because you can talk smooth without saying, it don't mean you ain't lying.
Right.
I be sitting up here looking at these podcasts of these other comedians that's going on talking about other comedians. Hold up, dog. Where did that shit come from? When did we become that? When did we get into tear each other down business? Because you ain't never heard me say not a disparaging remark against another comedian nowhere. You ain't heard him, or him. Because we ain't cut from that cloth.
Right.
So why are you, what is your motive for doing this here? And you're not going to tear him down. And look, man, I got a real platform.
That wasn't some baseless rant. Mark said he saw it himself. When the Steve Harvey show hit television, he recognized whole segments, setups, scenes, and punchlines, lifted word for word from his own material. And this wasn't the first time Steve's name got tied to that kind of talk. For years, whispers from lesser-known comedians, openers, writers, side acts, have claimed the same thing. He'd take their ideas, polish them up, and present them as his own masterpiece.
Harvey is on his third marriage. His third wife was mistress to his second wife.
He got it. Everybody thinks Steve Harvey's some stand-up man. No, I'm a kiss old girl who owned TV One. He used to kiss her. He had the radio show out here.
It was hot. We had the Steve Harvey show, so we had a national TV show. Bernie Mac was the it comedian at the time, and then DL was hot. He had a TV. But the first year we did it, it was just me, Bernie, and and Steve.
Right.
And Steve closed.
You did the first part, the second part.
I think, of course, that was, definitely a contributing circumstance. But I was
like me, like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels. And I gotta put my brother Steve on the list. Y'all knew I was not wrong.
Love every time, had him on my show every time. But if you're gonna do another stick, just tell the brother that you're sticking with. No, I'm gonna be dogging you on the...
Here's the thing. The higher you climb, the louder the echoes from your past become. Because no matter how sharp the suits get, or how bright the spotlight shines, there are always people who remember the footprints you left behind. And now, those memories, the old rumors, the interviews, the confessions, they're resurfacing. Comedians who stayed quiet for decades are finally breaking their silence. And the flawless image of Steve Harvey? It's beginning to show its cracks. Because at this point, it's bigger than just stolen jokes. It's about how success reshapes a man. The same Steve who preaches faith and family has also confessed to doing things he wishes he could take back. The man who speaks of loyalty and brotherhood is accused of cutting deals that left his own team behind. Even some of his former radio crew claimed they were tossed aside, replaced the moment they stopped serving a purpose. They say Steve doesn't keep friends, he keeps assets. Cold words, sure, but in Hollywood, maybe that's what it takes to stay on top. And yet, Steve keeps winning. No matter what comes out. No matter who calls him a sellout or fake. He smiles, prays, and signs another $1 million contract. Family Feud breaks records. His books dominate the charts. His motivational clips flood timelines every week. It's like none of the noise sticks. Maybe that's the real secret. Steve once said, "If people believe you're blessed, they'll forget what you did to get blessed." And judging by how his empire keeps growing, he might have been telling the truth. Because like D.L. Hughley once reminded the world, just because they're clapping, doesn't mean they're happy for you. So maybe Steve's journey was legendary? But legends don't rise without leaving something behind. Friendships fade. Trust crumbles. Respect breaks. And as each new piece of truth surfaces, one question still echoes. Did Steve Harvey build his legacy? Or did he borrow it from the people he left behind? Either way, the silence surrounding him now is speaking louder than ever. Clapperboard, this is Buzz and Drama, where fame meets truth and legends meet receipts. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let us know what you think below. Because the next story we're uncovering, Hollywood's not ready for it.